So today we are talking to Matt Sharman about the amazing expedition you've just done to the Himalayas, and to catch up with you because you came in the office a number of months ago before you went over, but now you're back. So the first thing I want to start off with, for those that haven't seen the first interview with you, it's what did you do? What did you get up to in the Himalayas?
Oh, okay.
The point of going over there.
Yeah. Why? Why did we go? Okay. The mission, if you like, was to try and find the location from which the Italian photographer Vittorio Sella took a panorama in 1899 from somewhere on the slopes of Kangchenjunga. Now that panorama is the first ever photograph of the highest mountain on Earth. The first shot that showed Everest, and that returned to Europe, and that lit the touch papers for the expeditions of the 20s. You know, we're a visual species. That seeing it for real on that photograph got people excited, got people interested, and looking at whether it was possible to climb that high, go that far. So an important image in terms of exploration.
Absolutely. Kind of also the technology as well behind it, because it was just a glass plate that he's using, big format cameras, one-shot wonders.
Absolutely so. I mean, this chap, Vittorio Sella, was a mountain athlete for a start. He was a really capable climber. Made the first ever winter traverse of the Matterhorn, back close to his home in Biella in the Alps. So they were fit and strong lads, and they needed to be, because the equipment they were having to move about in really difficult terrain, you know, at altitude on difficult ground, you know, rocky, snowy, exposed, challenging circumstances. It weighed about 30 kilos, just the camera. So that's before you've got the glass plates out, or you know, the tripod, or any of the other components to make these shots work. Yeah, there was a 30-kilo camera to you know, shift up the mountain.
So that was kind of back then. So that was the expedition.
Yeah.
You've come back, and you're doing a film for the Kendal Mountain Festival, and to go online, without giving away what happens in the film, because it was an unexpected adventure in some aspects with things. But how was it? How was the expedition?
Diplomatically put. Unexpected. Well, as we know, you know, no plan survives contact with reality. We thought we knew where we were going. We thought that the route was feasible. We thought we had a decent chance of finding that spot, but there's a number of variables there. The weather was a real challenge. The monsoon was approaching at pace while we were there, so visibility was critical. You know, can we see what we want to see? Will the weather cooperate? No guarantees with that stuff. We had some challenges within the team, just in terms of health and capacity. We had an evacuation was necessary just prior to getting to the place where we thought the shot was taken from. So we, you know, the team changed. The weather was difficult. There was no certainty around finding the spot. Cross-referencing maps and old reports in the Alpine Journal from 100 odd years ago. So there was a lot of things that evolved in real time. Let's put it that way, Alistair.
Some great teasers in there. There was a helicopter rescue involved of somebody, but we won't say who it was, so you can enjoy the movie.
Let's put it that way.
Everybody's alive. We need to say that.
Made it at home. But yeah, there was some really challenging moments, and I mean this is the nature of adventure travel. You know, if the results were certain, where would the adventure be? If you knew for definite you were going to get there and do that, then that takes away all the risk and for me the excitement and the adventure side. If it's a certainty, it's not really adventure, is it? Yeah.
Now, the Himalayas, for those that have been, it's deeply spiritual, and just something about it is very magical, and it's also very untouched in some aspects, particularly where you went to, going for like 6 days traveling just to get to the foot of where you start walking. And what was it like going there? Did you ever feel the spirit of Sella? in the area?
You know what, really strongly. Actually, I mean, the experience was definitely deepened for me as a function of all the research that we've been doing leading up to the expedition. So you get to know who this guy was and the way he approached photography and what he was trying to say with the images he was taking and the sorts of environments that really spoke to him. So you're learning and feeling who this guy is. But at a place called Gunsa, a small village, about 3,500 meters just before you head up onto the passes, that's when my team's journey connected with Vittorio Sella's journey 126 years ago. Sella came from the north side, we were coming up from the south, but at Gunsa, our paths crossed and we were moving together then, the same trails, looking at the same mountains, moving up through the cloud forest and into the alpine terrain of higher altitudes, and it felt like we were alongside. In fact, Alistair, I'll let you into this little bit. There was a moment where we're hunting for the shot and where we think Sella took the location from. I looked away to the right down the ridge line, and there was a small sort of rocky outcrop promontory. I don't know what you'd call it, quite an exposed position, but somehow if I was Sella, that's where I would go. That's a place that I would set my tripod up and put my camera to work. And you'll have to watch the film to work out how that goes. But it's back to your original question. We really felt aligned with this rather inspirational gentleman. Despite it being so long ago, you are moved by the same vistas, the same terrain. You have to earn those images, walking up those same hills and moving through that beautiful environment. I might add as well, just on that, and you'll know this too, but also without the local support that you have to have in across the Himalaya generally, but our porter team, local lads from valleys close by, were so super, so cheerful, hardworking, connected to what we were doing, got excited about what we were trying to explore. And local knowledge is a powerful thing. I was showing some of the old pictures that we had, some more recent stuff which I thought was in the right sort of vicinity, to the Tea House Guardian, and he whipped his phone out and says, "This seems to be the same place," and he knew where we were trying to get to, and was enormously helpful. Him alongside our Sirdar, Pemba, they would just, you wouldn't get near it without them. That's the really, really integral part of the whole expedition, whole process. Yeah, really important.
So you've come back, job done, but what about the video? That's it. You got back in May. You're fussed up in the air. How's it been? What have you been up to? How's it going?
Since returning, so you're out there capturing the footage, taking the pictures, shooting the film, really sort of living that story, if you like. But now we're back home in the UK. The post-production, as it's called, and we're deeply involved in that at the moment. That's the editing. So there's a lot of screen time, but at the same time that's where the art happens. You can really build these sequences to really help tell that story, show where you were, move that narrative along. It's I quite enjoy that process of feeling how that all comes together and that jigsaw becomes something. It's cool.
We're really excited about the movie. We're really looking forward to seeing it. I think it's great the fact that it's evolved from when you said it was going to be 20 minutes long. I was like, this isn't going to be enough, and now it's nearer an hour. I'm really pleased. I think it's going to be great, and we're so many of us looking forward to seeing it. But what's the plan? Where's it premiering? How can other people watch it, basically?
Right. Okay. So the world premiere will be at the Kendal Mountain Festival on the Friday evening, which is, I think that's the 20th of November. I think so. But on the Friday evening in the main brewery cinema screen. there. So that's the world premiere. That's going to be an exciting evening. Both myself and Dom Bush, my co-director on this project, will be there to introduce it, and alongside us will be the rather amazing Dr. Roger Hartle, who has been a collector of Vittorio Sella's work for many years, but he's been extremely supportive of the project, also extremely knowledgeable about the content. He'll be joining us on stage to set the scene, and then we press play.
So there'll be Q&As. Then after that, there's the Kendal tour and plans.
Yeah, so as is usually the case with the Kendal Mountain Festival, the sort of the best of tours after the festival, a few days in Kendal. So that will go around the country to various venues. It's also available online and things as part of their iPlayer offer. Not totally clear on the details of that, Alistair. I'm just trying to get to the main, get to the premiere, and then I'll think about the other stuff. You want to get it edited first. Well, yes, there's still some bits to finish.
And then yeah, we'll keep everything updated with people and how it goes with that.
Of course.
But
yeah, super.
Yeah, as well as the movie though at Kendal, you've got an exhibition of your photos, and excitingly,
yeah. So I think it's a lovely offer alongside the film, which tells the story and looks at who Sella was and what mountain photography is more broadly. But alongside that, at the Kendal Mountain Festival, we have the exhibition space in the brewery. It's called the Sugar Room, I think. So there's 4 big walls in there, and we're going to present Sella's work. He is the beating heart of this whole story. He's the soul of it. So we're going to celebrate his work, but also alongside it some of my efforts to recreate some of that stuff and some of the digital photography that we shot out there as well. It's really it celebrates that part of the world in the end. It's about the Himalaya, and it's about Nepal, and it's about how these images can really speak to us in powerful ways. They are significant invitations, aren't they? They're calls to adventure.
Thanks.
So, yeah.
Oh, Matt, thanks a lot for coming and talking to us again. We're really excited to see the movie. Can't wait for it. We'll be down there at the premiere to watch it. But
Pleasure, man.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, guys. If you've got any questions, email them in, and we can even pass on to Matt and stuff. But yeah, thanks a lot.